Hey guys, it's your girl Gianna, and today I'm going to be giving you another jewel from Gianna. Um, it is the end of the week, so I'm kind of just going to jump right into my topic. So my topic today is going to be on forgiving yourself. Um, so I'll say that's probably one of the hardest things for anybody to do or for anybody to deal with. And I'll say for the most part, most of us probably don't even realize that we actually do need to forgive ourselves. I know me, for example, for years I didn't think I needed to forgive myself for anything, but I actually did carry around a lot of guilt, things that I may have had control over, and a lot of things that I didn't necessarily have control over. But nonetheless, I actually did need to go through the process of forgiving myself. The first thing you want to do is one, be able to pinpoint whatever the issue is that you may need to forgive yourself. So once you're kind of done going through that process, that's when you actually start the actually healing process and the process of going through forgiving yourself. I'll say I can kind of pick a couple different things that comes to mind when I think of me kind of forgiving myself. I'll say one that I will say probably sticks out the most is me going through a situation I had about 3 years ago. And just to kind of put it out there, a lot of people don't really know. There are a few people around me that do know because I'm kind of private when it comes, to my personal business anyway. But I had a situation where I was actually pregnant. I found out that I was pregnant anyway. And it was weird. So of course, I'm not going to say of course, but it wasn't a planned pregnancy. I just kind of popped up pregnant. So I wasn't feeling too well. One day I went to the emergency room and boom, I found out that I was pregnant. Now, like I said, going back to me being the private person that I am, I actually didn't share it really with anybody. The only person that I shared it with was my boyfriend that I was dating at the time. So me and him were the only people that knew. And long story short, kind of I'll say at the beginning anyway, I'm the type of person that I've always thought that I could kind of plan things out and plan on pretty much how I want my life to go or how I want my life to be. And not really realizing that really everything is God's plan. So we can try to map out and plan out as much as we want. If it's not his will or, if we don't follow it anyway, then it won't happen that way. So that's that. But after finding out, I was kind of like, I was shocked, but I was also, I guess you could kind of say like upset at myself just because I didn't feel like it was the right timing. I didn't want to, kind of necessarily kind of plan around that. I always thought that I would be able to kind of plan my pregnancy when I wanted to get pregnant, and which was weird because going back, I didn't at the time even think that I actually wanted kids. So anyway, moving on from that, after finding out that I was pregnant, I was actually, like I said, I was a little sad, a little down or whatever. And the guy that I was in a relationship at the time he was very supportive. So from the beginning, he was like, you know what, we're going to do this the way you want to do it. I'm here for you. Whatever decision that you decide to make, I'm going to ride with you either way. So kind of at the very beginning, I was making mention to him that I didn't think that I wanted to keep it. Now, if you know me, I come from a really religious family. We don't necessarily believe in, abortions anyway, but that's kind of what I had in the back of my mind. So that's why I didn't really want to tell anybody or really have that conversation with anyone. So pretty much after kind of going back and forth with that, I actually did set an appointment and I did go to, like a abortion clinic anyway. After going there, I sat in the seat and the lady was talking to me, but the whole time I just felt like my mind was blank. Like I wasn't really picking up what she was saying or grasping the whole concept. So when I went there, I started having second guesses, but I didn't really say this to anybody anyway. So, I'll say maybe a few weeks after that, I went for I had to go have an ultrasound. So I went for an ultrasound, and after going to the ultrasound, they basically just told me, that I would have like a follow-up appointment. I'm guessing after that they were trying to figure out exactly how many weeks I was, and I cannot remember exactly how many weeks I was at the time when I had that first ultrasound. But nevertheless, after that, I felt like the few weeks that passed in between is weird, but it's probably not weird anyway. It's probably just the way I'm thinking. I just felt like I started to become like one with it, and it was like weird. I didn't want anybody to think I was crazy, because I actually, even though it's a fetus, I felt like I started to really become like connected to it, and then just started to have the feeling like, you know what, I think I want to have this baby, and I'm going to become a mom. So again, I had that conversation with my boyfriend at the time, and again, he was supportive of whatever it is that I wanted, that I kind of wanted to do anyway. So a week after that, I went to go see the OBGYN. And that same day, I ended up going to have another ultrasound done. So this time when I went to have the ultrasound done, I was 11 weeks. And had the ultrasound done, whatever. The ultrasound tech was telling me that I had to actually wait for, I guess, the doctor to let me know whatever it was. But it was weird. I just felt funny. I felt like something was wrong, or something wasn't normal anyway. So around that time, they told me that I should be able to hear the baby's heartbeat. And when they did the ultrasound, they couldn't get a heartbeat anyway. So it kind of made me like, I was just really sad and just really like depressed. And the doctor told me, well, they were going to have me come back again, because they wanted to, talk to me about a few things. So not to dig into it too deep or take up too much of your time. But after that, I went home, and then I did notice that I started like spotting and different things like that. So long story short, I actually ended up miscarrying, and I didn't really share this with anybody. I was down at first for like a few days, and then I just tried to push through and, push forward. And mind you, this was my first time being pregnant anyway. But I just kind of tried to just push forward and just move on with it or whatever. And then I would say maybe about probably 4 months after that, it just, like, the feeling and everything, just, it wouldn't leave me. And I felt like I kind of went into like a depression. And the whole time, going through everything, I never really said anything to anybody. I didn't make mention of it at all. I just try to act just like as normal as possible anyway. And I will say, just going through that, and then even fast forwarding now to this year, I didn't realize that it affected me so much until I actually talked to my therapist about the situation. And she was telling me, you're carrying around a lot of guilt, and that you need to forgive yourself. It's certain things that are like out of your control. And even though initially, with me thinking that, I possibly didn't want to have the child, she was just telling me that that's where my guilt is coming from. Which it was absolutely true. And I ended up having that conversation and just telling her that, I felt horrible because I actually didn't, I ended up miscarrying, but the fact that it was even a thought in my mind where I didn't want to, potentially even have the child, and then not even getting the opportunity to let it be my decision. So I just carried that around for me. I just carried it around, and kind of hid it. And like I said, that was one of the factors that added to, my depression and my PTSD and, like a few other things. So long story short, what I'm just here to tell you guys today is that it's certain things that you may be going through, and you might not even understand actually what it is that you are going through or what you're feeling anyway. And a lot of times it really is just things that we have, past trauma and different things that we went through where we just can't forgive ourselves, or we didn't forgive ourselves. So again, today I'm here to just tell you to, forgive yourself, and I won't say let it go, but be able to accept your feelings and be able to navigate through it. Again, like I said, if I can do it, you certainly can. And definitely, if you feel like you need somebody else to talk to somebody that's close around you, or if you don't want to, disclose or have that conversation with anybody else, go sit down and talk to your therapist about it. Whatever it is, sis, you can get through it. So again, just wanted to let you guys know that as a part of your self-healing, forgive yourself. So again, that's my jewel from Gianna today. And I want you guys to go down there, and I want you to like, subscribe, comment. And again, let me know anything else that you guys want to talk about. All right. See ya.